રાજકોટની પ્રખ્યાત પંચશી સ્કૂલ ખાતે નોર્થ ઇંગ્લેન્ડના સન્ડરલેન્ડ શહેરની ગર્લ્સ સ્કૂલ સેન્ટ એન્થસીસ ગર્લ કેથોલિક એકેડેમીના શિક્ષકોનું ડેલિગેશન આવ્યું હતું. 2012થી પંચશી સ્કૂલ સાથે તેઓ જોડાયેલા છે. આ ડેલિગેશનમાં સ્કૂલના ગવર્નર માઇકલ ફ્લોરસ, ઇન્ટરનેશનલ કોર્ડિનેટર મિસ સોફી તેમજ સિનિયર સ્ટુડન્ટ જેક, બેટ્સી અને નિક પંચશી સ્કૂલ ખાતે આવ્યા હતા, જ્યાં પંચશી સ્કૂલના વિદ્યાર્થીઓએ તેમનું સ્વાગત મહેંદી મૂકી અને ભારતીય સંસ્કૃતિ પ્રમાણે કર્યું હતું. ત્યારે આ ડેલિગેશન અને પંચશી સ્કૂલના શિક્ષકોએ વધુ માહિતી આપવા અબતક મીડિયા હાઉસની મુલાકાત લીધી હતી.
ખાસ આપણે પંચશી દર વર્ષે આપણે આઉટ ઓફ ઇન્ડિયાથી ડેલિગેશન આવતા હોય છે.
પંચશી સ્કૂલનું નોર્થ ઇંગ્લેન્ડની સેન્ટ એન્થનીસ કેથોલિક ગર્લ્સ એકેડેમીનું ડેલિગેશન જે અત્યારે પધારેલ છે, તેમની સાથે શાળા છેલ્લા 2013થી કનેક્ટેડ છે. દર વર્ષે એમનું ડેલિગેશન આપણી શાળાને બાળકોની મુલાકાત લે છે. એક વીક સુધી બાળકો રોકાય છે. શાળાના ગવર્નર માઇકલ ફ્લોરસ છે, એ પંચશી સ્કૂલ સાથે 2 મહિના પોતાનો સમય સ્પેન્ડ કરે છે. આ વખતે સિનિયર સોફી મેમ કે જેના કોર્ડિનેટર છે તે પધારે છે. તેમની સાથે તેમના 3 સિનિયર સ્ટુડન્ટ જેક, નિકી અને બેટ્સી પણ પધારેલ છે. અને બાળકો સાથે તેમણે ઘણી બધી કલ્ચરલ એક્ટિવિટીઝનું જે એક્સચેન્જ કરેલ છે. સે ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ કે તેમને ત્યાંની સ્લેંગ લેંગ્વેજ આપણા બાળકોને શીખવાડેલ કે આપણી ત્યાંની જે તળપદી ભાષા છે. મેડમે થોડું સ્પેનિશ શીખડાવેલું છે. એ ઉપરાંત બ્રિટિશ ડાયલેક્ટ્સ અને બ્રિટિશ મ્યુઝિક જે કે શીખડાવે છે. અને બેટ્સીએ બોડી પાર્ટ્સને થોડીક નાના બાળકોને એક્સરસાઇઝ કરાવે છે. સામે રેસિપ્રોકલમાં પંચશી સ્કૂલના બાળકોએ તેમને આર્ટ એન્ડ ક્રાફ્ટ, આજે કુર્તા છે એની ડિઝાઇન એ લોકોએ સાથે મળીને કરી છે. મહેંદી, આપણા ગરબા, કે જે આપણું કલ્ચર જે છે એ એક્સપ્લોર કરેલું છે. અને શાળાનો આ પ્રોજેક્ટનો મુખ્ય હેતુ એવો છે કે બંને નોર્થ ઇંગ્લેન્ડ અને સૌરાષ્ટ્રના કે આપણી પંચશી સ્કૂલ સેન્ટ એન્થનીસના બાળકો કલ્ચરલ આસ્પેક્ટથી એકબીજા સાથે જોડાય અને બાળકોના માનસપટ પર એક વાવેતર થાય કે પોતે પણ પંચશીલનો બાળક છે એ ખાલી સામાન્ય સૌરાષ્ટ્ર પૂરતો જ સીમિત ન બને, પણ તેનામાં વૈશ્વિક વિચારોનું વાવેતર થાય તેવા ઉમદા હેતુ સાથે આ પ્રવૃત્તિ છેલ્લા 2013થી આપણે ઇંગ્લેન્ડની શાળાઓ સાથે ચલાવી છે. આ ઉપરાંત બ્રિટિશ કાઉન્સિલ અંતર્ગત ઇન્ટરનેશનલ સ્કૂલ એવોર્ડ પણ પંચશી સ્કૂલને 2013-16 અને 2016-19 રીતે મળેલ છે. અને કનેક્ટિંગ ક્લાસરૂમ પ્રોજેક્ટ અંતર્ગત શાળા નોર્થ ઇંગ્લેન્ડની બીજી 5 શાળાઓ સાથે પણ જોડાયેલ છે.
ખાસ જેમ તમે કીધું કે 2013થી પંચશી સ્કૂલ ખાતે નોર્થ ઇંગ્લેન્ડની સ્કૂલો જોડાયેલી છે, કેવા પ્રકારના ચેન્જીસ તમે બાળકોમાં જોયા છે?
ખાસ કરીને બાળકોને જ્યારે આ લોકો આવવાના હોય છે ત્યારે બાળકોમાં એક અલગ ઉત્સાહ હોય છે. કોઈ બાળકને એક ટેલેન્ટ છે કે મારી જે ઉત્સાહ છે મેડમ સુધી પહોંચાડશે. આ બધા જે ક્રાફ્ટ વર્ક છે બાળકોએ કરેલા છે. એમ જે ઇયરિંગ્સ પહેલાં છે એ પણ બાળકોએ બનાવેલા છે. તો આપણું કલ્ચર જે શીખડાવવા માટે પંચશીલના બાળકોનો જે ઉત્સાહ હોય છે પ્રાથમિકથી લઈને માધ્યમિક સુધીના, એ આખા જે એના બોડી લેંગ્વેજ હોય છે, પોઝિટિવ હોય, વિચારોનું જે એટીટ્યુડનું ડેવલપમેન્ટ થાય છે એ આખું અલગ હોય છે. અને ખાસ આપણો હેતુ એ કે આપણા બાળકો જે છે એ નોર્થ ઇસ્ટનું કલ્ચર શીખે, ઇંગ્લેન્ડનું કલ્ચર શીખે અને તેનામાં એક વૈશ્વિક ફલક પર વાવેતર થાય કે હું પોતે પણ બહાર જઈ શકું. અને ઘણા બધા બાળકો છે અમારા જૂના વિદ્યાર્થીઓ છે હાલ કેનેડા, ઇંગ્લેન્ડમાં પણ સ્ટડી કરી રહ્યા છે કે જ્યાં પ્રવૃત્તિ કરાવી છે. તો આ વર્ષે પણ 2 બાળકોએ એબ્રોડ એડમિશન પણ લીધા છે કોલેજ માટે ફર્ધર.
એટલે આપણા જે બાળકો છે એને અહીંયા સ્થાનિક લેવલે કંઈ કામ આવે એવું કંઈ તેના ફાયદા જોવા મળે?
સ્થાનિક લેવલે સર એમનું જે ઇંગ્લિશ પ્રત્યેનો લગાવ છે એ વધે છે. અને સર ફ્રેન્ચ અને સ્પેનિશ શીખડાવે છે. તો એ ભાષા પ્રત્યે પણ બાળકો વિદેશી ભાષા પ્રત્યે જે છે એક પ્રોપર વિદેશના શિક્ષક અંતર્ગત જ માહિતી મળે છે. માઇકલ સર છે શાળામાં 2 મહિના રોકાય છે અને માઇકલ સર ઇંગ્લિશ અને ફ્રેન્ચના બેઝિક ક્લાસ પણ કરાવે છે. આપ સર જાણું છું.
Every year, I think since last 2 to 3 years, you visited Panchshi school, if I'm not wrong.
That's
What
correct.
is your experience regarding our cultural activities and all?
Brilliant. Well, this is my 3rd visit to Rajkot. I first came in 2017 and then 2018, and here we are in 2020. So we've got plans definitely for the future to keep visiting. For me, it's a wonderful place to visit. I love Rajkot. I love the school. The school is always so open, so kind, so welcoming. And it's such a great place to bring students to, because you have no doubt when you get there that people are going to welcome you, you're going to learn loads, you're going to experience lots of kindness. The kids have absolutely loved it. It's been great for them to interact with all the students. This year we've really enjoyed all the different craft sessions, the garba, the mendi, and it's been really good as well to go into the classrooms and to meet the students. They've all really enjoyed teaching their lessons as well, and I think that's the best part of it, is the chance for the students, our students, to interact with the Indian students and hopefully for both students to learn from one another. And yeah, that's been the best part for me.
What kind of major difference you see between Indian student and your student?
Well, I think that Indian students in Panchshi are always very polite, very well behaved. Sometimes in England we have some badly behaved students. But overall, I don't think there's that many differences, because at the end of the day, people are people. Wherever you go, all people are the same in their essence, really. And I think it's lovely to meet the Indian students, and it's nice that they are so polite, because they're so open to new experiences and to different lessons that they're not used to.
Do you think that Indian school are like more, they have more potential between student and sometimes just like a Panchshi school, they plan to organize this kind of events where delegation came from different countries. So there is beneficial from school as well as compared to like international school and Indian school.
Well, I think it's a fantastic thing that Panchshi support the international links. I think it's really good that in the past few years they've developed links with different schools, because that way they can get access to different people from different parts of the UK, and that means that the program's always evolving, and there's always opportunities to meet different people all of the time. So I think in that respect it's a fresher way of doing things, and probably more dynamic.
First of all, I know you visit so many times Panchshi school, and what is your experience regarding student?
Well, my experience is that the students, like Sophie has said, the students are very well behaved and very attentive in lessons. A couple of weeks ago I spent the whole week visiting classrooms in Panchshi. I saw 20 lessons, and what struck me was how attentive the children were, that the teachers were able to pass the knowledge on and do activities with them, and the children were very attentive, they were following closely, they were writing things down. I didn't see a single time a teacher having to say, keep quiet, pay attention, or you're being naughty. So that is something that I think strikes both of us, about the self-discipline of the children. I think because of the teaching style that seems to be prevalent in the Indian schools I have visited, the children are very used to being led by the teacher. The teacher speaks, they listen, they copy notes, the teacher writes on the blackboard, and so on. Our model of education in Britain is different. There is more student involvement in learning. The teachers make a great effort to design activities where the children work in pairs. They work in small groups of 4 or 5. They then feed back what they have discussed. So the classes tend to be more interactive, and the children are involved in a totally different way in the lessons. Now, that means that I think Indian children, because of the education they get, are very good at remembering facts. They're very good at getting information down in exams. English children are more fluid in the way they think. They are used to working with others, and they are used, the social skills that are developed are different, because they are used to working with each other, having to listen to each other. So if you could marry both systems, I think you would get almost the perfect pupil.
What is the major difference you notice between our education system and their education system?
I think from what I have seen, there is a great reliance on the textbooks. There is a lot of the teacher writing on the board and the students copying into their books. We tend to use information technology more in the classroom. So, for example, the majority of the lessons in St. Anthony's are prepared by teachers using laptops, and then in the classrooms they use the projector, they use interactive media as well, so that we have these interactive screens. So there is a totally different way of preparing learning and presenting learning to the students. I understand the issues involved. In India, there are less resources. You have, millions and millions of young people in schools. It does place a great strain on the school. I think the teachers are also trained in a different way. We train our teachers to be as imaginative as possible in the classroom, to organize activities in a way that will make the children interested and involve them in working with each other and with the teacher. Whereas in India, the training of teachers seems to be a little bit more based on subject knowledge, knowing your subject well, and then passing your knowledge on to the children. So it's a totally different way of looking at what happens in the classroom.
You almost spend 2 months every year with Panchshi
Yes.
school, right? So with student as well as you interact with the teacher also. So
Yes.
what is your experience with the teacher?
With the teachers, I think they find it, some of them anyway, find it difficult to accept these ideas. They are very hungry to learn. They keep telling me, tell us what we are doing wrong. And I say, nay, I will tell you first what you're doing right. And then we can look at ways of improving things that you can do better. I find, certainly in Panchshi, that the teachers in different sections are very, very keen to listen to new ideas. They are very happy to borrow ideas that I give them and use them in their classrooms. But like everywhere else in life, some people are more open to ideas, some people are less open to
Do
ideas.
you think student exchange idea will develop more efficiency in Indian students?
The experience of exchange. I do. I'm a firm believer in young people from different countries meeting each other. I think these 3 young people we have with us, they have grown and developed just by the week they have spent here. They have seen things which are totally different. They have reacted to people in ways that they would never do in the UK. And they have spent time working with the children of Panchshi. And I am convinced that that sort of breaking down barriers is the way towards making young people global citizens. I think there is a danger of focusing too much on what your region does and what your country does. I think young people need to have their minds opened, that there is a world out there, that they are citizens of this one world, and that in the future they will have to cooperate in order to avoid the problems of lack of resources, the dangers to the environment. All of these things will require cooperation. So what we do in involving young people from England and India meeting together is a little drop of sand in the desert. But somebody has to put more and more drops of sand in order to create a different type of thinking in the world.
During our time there, we were welcomed very nicely. All the students and staff were both very kind and welcoming to us when we came. We spent time teaching our own lessons to the children and the pupils of the school, whilst also I think we've took on a teacher role, but also we've learned quite a lot from the children there. I gave a lesson on English music, and throughout my lessons the students also taught me about the traditional Gujarati music, so I think there was a good link formed between the students, not only of us teaching to them but also learning from them as well.
Solid idea of what we're going to expect, but when we got here it was just like totally like different, wasn't it, compared to home. I think the school especially, it seems to be more like I don't know how to explain it. Like everyone's just so different. They're more welcoming and they're really, really, really sensible. The students as well.
You know, different culture is definitely totally different between there
Yeah,
and
definitely.
India. So, do you like our culture and cultural activities?
What, sorry?
Cultural activities and
Oh
culture,
yeah,
Indian
like
culture.
we had like before we did our lessons every morning, they'd be teaching us different things. So we're doing crafts, an hour of crafts, and they were showing us like how to do that. And we've done street games as well, and we're learning, and it's totally different to what we do at home.
What's your experience?
I've loved Rajkot. It's completely different than it is in the UK. There's a lot more respect here between the students and the teachers, whereas at home, students may not be so kind to the teachers, but over here, everyone seems to be.